Okay, so welcome to the India Market Review by Bangalore Investors Club. I'm Dr. Musa speaking on the session today, and this is for the week ending Friday, 24th July 2015. So, hope to make this as crisp and sharp as possible today, and perhaps a little shorter than our usual 2.5, even 3 hour sessions. All right, so it's plainly very focused on results by the Indian corporate sector, and some results have been good, some have not been good, but overall, the market seems not very happy, right? With results of various companies. Of course, it is on a case by case basis, but generally, that seems to be the case. Of course, the one result which needs special mention is by Infosys, and that has done really well. As soon as the result came out, it was like 10, 11, 12% up. Whether this is something which is going to uh, be sustainable and Infosys is really going on a different trajectory, or whether it's a one-off, of course, time can only tell. But that has been pretty good. Apart from that, I can't think of anything outstanding or specific. If there's anything that you guys can remind me of, please do that. Really appreciate it. And well, as we speak today, the big result that has come out, of course, is what we have to talk about without fail is, of course, Reliance, right? And Reliance has declared the results as usual after market hours. And what is the key would be this, that RIL Q1 net up 1.2%, GRM at a 6-year high, and the petrochemical business is really strong. So, well, doesn't net up by 1.2% really doesn't seem that big a deal. In this news article, however, they are making a big deal that the 6-year high GRM, which is a gross refining margin, how much the refinery makes on refining a barrel of crude, is at $10.4 against 10.1 in the previous quarter. It's at a 6-year high. It was expected to be 9.5, but it is at 10.4. That's a pretty big upside. It's almost a good 10% higher than what was expected in terms of consensus, right? So total income from operations grew 17.4%. And what Mukesh Ambani said is that they are, I had read this quickly. Okay, somewhere down he talks about they're going to focus a lot on improving. Yeah, here it is. We are committed to accelerating the growth of operating EBITDA, and we are leveraging the strength of integrated value chains to deliver sustainable growth. Right. So this is, I think, a key statement. Of course, I think they have generally delivered on things that they have said. What's also to be noted is the strong gasoline cracks led by robust demand growth. Now, just to explain what a gasoline crack is, um, you have the input cost of crude oil, and then from crude oil you can make various products like petrol, aviation, turbine fuel, diesel, asphalt, furnace oil, etc. And it is this difference that is called the crack, right? So what is your input cost versus what is your average selling cost for your basket of the crack. So the crack refers to the products you make. So you're talking about cracking refining. It's called a cracker, right? In refinery terminology. So you those big, huge cylindrical towers are basically what are called crackers, and you're cracking the long chain hydrocarbons into smaller chain hydrocarbons, which are of all the various different um, products that we use. So the crack refers to that price difference between the crude oil input cost versus your basket of all the refined products that you sell. So when they say strong gasoline cracks, essentially what that means is that they have been able to increase that margin, which is also a reflection of this gross refining margin, GRM, right? Uh, so that was the petrochemical business. On the 4G launch, they have said that the financial year 16-17 will be the first full commercial operations for Reliance Jio. There's a subsidiary called Reliance Jio Infocom Limited. Will most probably get listed sometime many years down the road, I'm sure. And it very clearly says that RJIL is a subsidiary of RIL, which has also the RJIL has raised a $750 million 12-year loan from Korea Trade Insurance to buy goods and services from Samsung and Ace Technologies, which are South Korean companies. There is another one. I'm not sure what this has got to do with RCOM, but anyhow, Reliance Holdings US has signed a definitive sale agreement of the entire 49.9 holding interest in EFS Midstream. I think this is a oil and gas investment that they had made in US, which they are disposing of. So they're going to get $1 billion all or already made. I don't know whether it was a profitable or not profitable trade. And Reliance Retail, the other big um, business, grew by 17.5% on a year-to-year basis, and profit before depreciation, IT, etc., is 203 crores against 171 crores. So, in the quarter that has gone by, right? So there are right now 2,747 stores across 210 cities in India. RIL is also sitting on 87,000 crores of cash and cash equivalents, which means they are in bank deposits, mutual funds. Uh, this is certificates of deposits. It should be various types, and then government bonds and other marketable securities. Right, and of course, there is what something we all know by now, that all this money control network 18 is now part of Reliance Group, and this is the media stuff that will go into Reliance Jio. So this is the big news, of course, for the day. How are the analysts looking at it? Really have no clue. My TV is off, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of talk over the weekend. So maybe some of us can just watch and maybe do a quick review. So we will, by the way, be having a Monday morning 6:30 a.m. session on TMIT. Just reminder quick, 6:30 to maybe 9 a.m. To close the conversation on the most important thing by Howard Marks. So if you're listening on this and you want to attend, do let us know. It's for the mentorship group guys, basically. Okay, so this is the big news. I have no clue as to whether the market is going, Reliance is going to jump up or jump down. I would say that by the look of this, and especially the big focus on 6-year high, and that petchem is strong, that the stock might react positively to that. But the fact that the Q1 net is up only 1.2%, well, don't know. And just case in point, today's Wealth Lab, we had some two very different scenarios to, really very difficult to predict. So one was IDFC, which in the around I think 10 or 10:05 a.m. we got this news that they got the banking license. Well, so they're going to get it anyhow. But the stock went up 6% intraday, but closed about 3% up, so lost half the gains. And the other one was Crompton Greaves, which had 75% reduction in its profits. Stock tanked 8.5, almost 9%, but rose about 4-5% from its lows. So one stock, good news, shot up but cooled off. Another stock, bad news, came down sharply but also rose. Just to tell you that the markets will do what they have to do, and well, that's it. There's really nothing else to say. And so, how will the market react to this? Just let's wait for Monday instead of everything else is just pure speculation. What I would say, however, about Reliance, so I think we should just look at Reliance stock right at this point, is that it's made this moves. It's crossed that 1,000 rupees very um, decisively with this Marubozu. However, the low volume is definitely a concern, right? So it's going up, but the volumes are really not picking up. But 1,000 rupees is a definitive support for now. And this move here in the middle of June is something you should not forget, right? So somewhere, in case it comes down, I am of the opinion that this is a buying opportunity if you're a long-term portfolio investor. And what I mean by that is at least a one, preferably a 2 year plus uh, time horizon. So if you're looking at that, so I think Reliance, if a fall happens, continues to be a good buying opportunity. And at around if 1000 breaks, then at around 980 there's some good support, and below that at 920 a lot of moving averages, all of them heading up, and this is low volume just in anticipation of volumes. On the other hand, if it does move up, then you have the sort of the worst trend line you can put down from the 2008 peak to now. Not Some of us will probably argue about this trend line and say, is it even a trend line? But still, it's a line you can put, and you can very clearly see that it is just a little shy of that. As a matter of fact, if I were to really make it fit with these stops, make sure it's not moved on the other side. Yeah, it hasn't. Then we just went there. You can see shooting star day before yesterday, or rather yesterday, and this is the move down today. Again, you can see on pretty low volumes, and it's just basically waiting for the event. The event is out. Let's just now wait for the market's reaction. But all said and done, I think it is a clear long-term buy. Even technically, with the moving averages showing strength like that, that's the 200-day moving average has turned up. That is the 100-day moving averages which has been going up, and this is the 50-day moving average. So really nothing, and all the um, what would I say, indicators are none of the indicators are showing strength, let me put it that way. So whether it's daily or weekly you're looking at, it's all bullish technically. So I think both technically, business wise, not sure about the ratios. This is, and I reiterate my statement that probably RIL from a 2 to 3 year perspective is looking like it's coming out of it's very long multi-year CS sleep, and is, in my opinion, uh, going to be one of the leaders in whatever the next up move of the Nifty is, whenever that is. So even if Nifty doesn't go up, it is my opinion that Reliance could outperform the Nifty in the quarters ahead. Right? Okay, so that's it about Reliance. Um so it's really not a fair comparison what I'm going to do next, but if you look at Reliance basically as a petrochemical business and a refining business, then just have a look at what the other petro refining companies have done. So let's do BPCL, uh, and you can see that BPCL made a life high this week. Oh, by the way, I don't know whether it was last week or the week before. For the first time, Reliance Industries sold bulk diesel to the Indian Railways, right? So for the first time, and Indian Railways, as we know, are huge consumers of diesel, which means basically they have now, Reliance has entered into the domain which was exclusively of the public sector oil refiners, and that's just, I mean, it's still a small thing, but a sign of things to come, I'm sure. And as we all know, they have been opening up their retail outlets gradually, not in very much of a hurry. And as and when that happens, that refining thing will also add to their profits over a period of time. That's another big positive on Reliance from a fundamental perspective. Okay, so coming back to BPCL, made a new life high in this week, has sort of hesitated. Now the volumes have clearly come down, but all strength is there on indicators. However, please do keep this in mind that we clearly have a bearish divergence on, where is that? Yeah, a bearish divergence with RSI on mm, BPCL. So this is the top we are referring to, right? And this is the higher top, but we've got a lower top on RSI. But MACD is actually showing a lot of strength. So mixed signals right now. Just be aware of that this is there in the background. Uh, I believe that BPCL 1000 rupees will be significant resistance, just for the sake that it is um, what a psychological level, right? Okay, so that is BPCL. Then looking at Hind Petro, you can see that that's made new life high. Actually, again, volumes are becoming weak. However, this was is not showing a divergence at all, actually showing still a lot of strength on Hind Petro. And then you have Indian Oil Corporation, which actually is perhaps the most significant one, because this one has now made a new life high, as was expected from the last IMR. So the 2010 peak has been broken out. As we know, BPCL, HPCL have been making fresh life highs for many months now. This one is just breaking out of that. Volume has been great in July. Today has been a little bit of a disappointment. You've got a shooting star there, so that's something to keep a track of. But all said and done, it is something which is all very bullish right now. So if you look at the three main refiners, they're all doing very well. RIL has, I don't know the comparative GRMs, but if you look at what RIL has done and the fact that it's been a huge laggard, then and if you want to benchmark it with refineries, then here's the sectoral quick peak. Having said that, remember RIL is really not a refiner; it's a conglomerate. But so it's got that long-term demerger story, wealth builder story on both its telecom plus the retail side, and I'm sure there are many other things which are there. Madhu had found some company today. Madhu, what was that? Madhu, Reliance Unmanned Vehicles, correct? Which was a subsidiary of Reliance Industries, I think, but we couldn't find any information on it. And they were into some joint venture or something. It was news yesterday or today. I'm not sure. If Madhu can quickly just pitch in and remind, that would be great. So there are a lot of other things that Reliance has done. It's got tie-ups with aerospace companies across the world now. So defense is something that it could be looking at seriously. It's under the radar. So all these things are there, and I think in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, Reliance could be a major outperformer of the market. So we'll wait and watch. Okay, so probably good to get this out of the way right up front in this IMR. Okay, so I think next, okay, so let's look at Vidya's open interest data. And basically what we can see here is that this is data updated till 24th, which is great. Thank you, Vidya. So today's, and what you can see basically is that 8,500 has a significant build up on 22nd, and it's got a little bit of, this is for puts we are talking about. 8,500 put is the strongest resistance. The OI has come down yesterday, day before yesterday, and it's gone up a little bit today, right? It should have, oh, change in open interest. Okay. uh, Vidya, I'm just wondering, oh sorry, 8,500, yeah. This has gone up. I mean, I don't know if we are missing something here. Uh, Between this and this, there's been an increase, but this shows a decrease between 23rd. Wait a minute, am I reading it wrong? Yeah, sorry, I'm reading it wrong. Okay, so this is 20th, and this is 21st. So it's right to left. All right. So I thought it was other way around. My mistake. Sorry. So we've got a decrease in OI for 8500 for all the uh, 85, 8400. You have the OI is actually decreasing over the week on the put side, which is perhaps now indicating a downside um, move that could happen in the next week. This is a very different picture from what we saw last week, where the OI actually went up for the puts and decreased for the calls, if I remember correctly. But here this week, consistently, you've seen OI come down, especially for 8400, very clearly. But 8500 is the highest OI. And on the call side, you've actually seen a build up. This is interesting. You've seen a build up on 8600, 8700, and this is something which indicates resistance at 86, 87 from the call perspective. So, well, looks like 1 week is a long time in the markets, and we have a reversal. So if you remember last week, based on this data, we said upside potentials are opening up. This time I must say that downside potentials are opening up for the next week. So looks like a bearish week in store for us next week. And of course, this week hasn't really been bullish, has it? From the Nifty and the OI perspective, we were saying OI data showed that there was upside potential this week, both on the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, but that has clearly not happened. So results have overtaken, data. Okay, so basically, largest resistance at 8,700, but also at 8,600, and this most significant support at 8,500. And after that it's fallen quite a bit at 84. So somewhere between 85 and 86 is where perhaps we could expect expiry, but I think this could be subject to change, and this is a lesson to perhaps keep in mind, because I would think that uh, um, during results, this sort of analysis may actually not be that reliable. And once the result season is over, then I think we've got OI analysis to be more reliable. So we've got to be a little careful in sort of giving the importance that we might to these issues on OI, right? So most probably it's more event related now rather than open interest data related, right? So I reduce the weightage that I would give to OI data, right? Makes sense, right? Okay, so that's it on the OI side. So downside potential, let me put that in the Reliance, very good results due to 6-year high GRM. Let's wait for Monday to see how the market reacts. Okay, uh, we also said PSU refiners all making new life highs. Okay, so by the way, I should give a disclaimer that I do have a um, both Reliance and Indian Oil in my futures portfolio as we speak, both making money. And on Monday, well, either probably make more or less due to Reliance. So we'll just have to wait and watch. Okay. Now coming to our sector review, index review rather. Let's start with the Nifty. And as you can see, this is the neckline that we have been speaking about. On the Nifty, the market is very, very crucially there at 8,500, 80, at 85.21 today. And we just have to wait and watch as to see what it plans to do. There is nothing from the indicators to help us make any decision leeway, I mean, bias this way or that. All we can say is 8,500 is clearly very good support, and at 84.76 there's some support, and at 8,400 I would think that there's really a lot of support and resistance for various reasons. for various technical reasons rather. There's two moving averages sitting right there that we can't ignore. 50 and 100 day, you can see a series of tops here, some sort of midway in the price action here and here in mid-March, right? And 8400 has been a top here and has been a top here for some time. Okay, so 8400, 8500 is basically support zone, I would think. And yep, that's it. So wait and watch. I would probably not want to short too aggressively. Remember what happened here, however, it was on low volumes. As we remember, it comes to 8400, it could make a very swift recovery. So while the market's not in a happy mood this week, I would refrain from shorting. Longer term trends are probably still on the upside. After this down move, it has recovered, remember. So looks like more in a mood bias to go up rather than go down. Bank Nifty next. So there was some news on JP Associates today that it could default, and a lot of banks who probably have JP loans, including things like ICICI Bank and everything else, did made a fall, had a fall, and that's probably what is reflected in the Bank Nifty. However, at around 18,500, there's also some important support there. MACD crossover, so that is something to note, which has not yet happened in the Nifty. So 18,500, I would think the short-term scenario is not below 18,000, and then we'll probably, next week, July will get over, and then we eyes on the RBI policy and what does Raghuram Rajan do, decrease interest rates or not. So the focus will shift there. Okay, just going by indices now in an alphabetical order. Actually, let's do the CNX indices this time first. CNX IT. So IT index clearly big massive jump on the basis of Infosys essentially, but the last 3 days has been red candles, but very good support around this 11,200, 11,300 level. So any drips in IT should be used to go long on as of now. Then oh yeah, forgot to look at the Nifty Junior and mid cap. So wow, so the Nifty Junior has made new life highs, as we can clearly see, and clearly showing that there is a lot of strength in the mid cap space, and that's perhaps where we should be focusing on. Let me while we are doing this do this, what is that, say, the BSE small cap index. It disappeared somewhere. There it is. So if you look at that, then has broken out. Okay, so that is an important thing, and it could now be heading back to its life high of 14,000. So clearly the action is in the non-nifty stocks. The nifty mid cap and the small cap stocks are where a lot of the action seems to be, and well, maybe that's where we should be looking at today. But well, and yeah, let's see. Coming back to indices, CNX Energy. So there you have it, big move, and they're very interesting. Do you see the neckline, which the stock is beautifully sitting on, and broke out, tested, moving average test, broke out again, tested 3 days back, and the question is now, does it continue taking support and go up? Okay, so yeah, CNX Energy, This is good. Good support. So energy taking support on whatever 6 7 month support zone, should be bought on every dip most probably. Okay. Then we have CNX FMCG. So that's really not done anything this week. So let's move on. Though it seems to be an uptrend. CNX Infra. Okay, this is interesting. So we had the neckline or resistance line there, which we had put, and well, I guess this is just dumb luck that it went there very nicely, almost perfect fit, and then has turned down. So infra looking weak for now. The MACD crossover also, so maybe not a good idea to hurry buying infrastructure. But at lower levels, it has a lot of technical support, so that is something to remember. Around 3,200, 250, 3,300. Yeah, those are the levels to watch out for. Then CNX Pharma. Hmm. Nothing. This is probably the Sun Pharma thing that brought this down. Okay, and taking good support, but it's best to wait and watch. It could also be a downtrend flag and just jump down to 11,800. So stay away from pharma. Remember, we have been saying that pharma has been very expensive for a long time now. So really at your own risk. CNX Realty. So DLF came down today, and with that, so has Realty. So some of the things we discussed last week really haven't gone up in the way we anticipated they might. So both infra and realty have come down, though at lower levels I would reiterate technically there is some strength there. Okay, since it was, where is that, CNX PSU Bank, so that's also down, Bank Nifty down, so they're all now in sync. Again, wanted to reiterate how the Bank Nifty is above its moving averages, but this bank PSU Bank Index is below its long-term moving averages. Okay, let's go back to anything we might have missed. So capital goods. Alright, so really a big fall on capital goods today came to a very, very important resistance of 18,500, but really not able to break out of that, or rather did break out of that, but has reversed for now. Big red candle, Marubozu's almost. So infra is not really ready to take off at this moment. Though, by the way, we saw a very important uh, internal document of Amtech India's projections, in that they had sourced some automobile projections in which one of the biggest growth drivers for FY16 or CY16, I'm not sure. So actually the coming year is a 22% growth expected in commercial and medium commercial vehicle sales, both medium and heavy commercial vehicles. Passenger cars were at around 5 6%. But that was a big thing, and just wondering aloud whether that is indicative of perhaps an investment-led infrastructure growth type recovery that could happen. I guess just wait and watch, but good to have it out there. Then any other sector? Oh yeah, metals. So metals, just stuck there at 8,750 today. Bad day, clearly. Tweezers bottom actually, and might just, who knows, collapse. So everything is very, very negative right now. There's no strength on any of the indicators. So good support at 8750, but if that market were to break 8750, then well, we are easily going down to 8,000 on that. So definitely a good place to look for possible shorting opportunities. Let me put that down. Good shorts query in VSC metals group. Focus on this. If the market heads down and our BSC metal goes below 8750. Okay. All right. So that, and then what else? What else do we have? Yep, that's it. I just want to look at oh, healthcare. Forgot about that. Just almost copycat of Sun Pharma. We looked at it. Sorry, in CNX Pharma. Sorry, yeah. So really no difference. No need to bother about looking at all. And finally, just want to look at some of the broad-based indices and see how things are there. So if you look at the BSC 200 index, okay, not really ready to go to its life high right now, looks like. What? I'm trying to figure out where's the trend line here. Okay, perhaps that's the one. And if we look at the CNX 500, well, that's also more or less the same thing. Okay, so the summary is strength in mid caps and small caps. Nifty Junior, new life highs. Nifty, however, struggling to go up. Okay. Look for shorts if market. So one thing that is to be clearly noted is no clear strong sector this week. Okay, none of the indices seem to have any particular strong strength that we could talk about. Okay, so with that, slightly wondering what we should do. Should we do the DMR as we discussed in the post that we sent out? Yeah, so let's do that, I think. So clearly one thing which is almost reversed perhaps in sentiment is the bearish view versus the bullish view that we probably had last week. So let's first look at stocks from the all-time lows list, which could give us some put opportunities to perhaps short in the coming week. So all-time lows, the ones which are the worst culprit are at DLF, JP Power, uh, which are really mm, making new life lows. So let's have a look at that. So DLF, what happened? Oh, sorry. Okay, so we don't have a alert put up. Oh, that's something I should speak about. Really have a good time with alerts on IB. Uh, So DLF closing, breaking important levels here. Monday big fall, then 3 days of sideways move and another fall that happened today on DLF. So 100 next psychological level is what I would look at, but the volumes have really become weak, so though they are seeming to pick up this week on the downside. But even if I look at the weekly chart, then today's chart, even though it's a big red Marubozu weekly chart, slight increase in volume is all I would say. And I suspect something is cooking, and it is really not. It's got downside potential, but not with a vengeance. And if I look at MACD here, the MACD value was minus 14, and today the MACD value is minus 11. So though it doesn't really work this way, but just very tentative bullish divergence that could be happening on DLF. Remember that the low actually is 110.60, and sorry, low is 100.1, and we'll just have to wait. DLF is right now at 103, so 3 rupees down could find really important supports. Okay, so let's just wait and watch. Then we've got JP Associates, and that well, some ratings came out saying that it was really in a bad shape and is likely to default on some of its obligations, or it actually virtually defaulted, and that means it's back to its life low of it got listed of 1040. Today the price is at 1050, and the low was at 1015, 1015. So slight bit of recovery, but 10 rupees goes, then who knows, it could just sink by another 30, 40, 50%. So a stock which was once 300 rupees, now it is 10 rupees and probably heading down. Okay, so these are potential shorts, but the earlier one on DLF, a little bit of caution on that because the volumes didn't pick up, but the one with uh, JP Associates, that's definitely a break which has happened. So JP Associates could be headed down. Okay, all right. So those of us who are looking for value, then maybe happy times. You've got some things which are getting worse probably. Our power next. So our power is just 3% away from its life low, probably this at 42, and today it is at 44.20. However, volumes. So this is really interesting, all right? And while the stock has not really recovered at all, okay, the MACD is just a stretch above, just at zero. It has not gone above zero for many months now. Actually, it's almost since last August, so that's one full year. But if the MACD were to sort of peak above zero, then this could be something which might just be, going back up with, and that would really be very interesting. This is where you'd like to put an alert low of 41.25, and right now it is at 44.20, so that's another 5% down, about 2% down. But if that does happen on low volumes, then maybe we're hitting a bottom perhaps. Then we've got JP Power, probably down because of concerns of its sister company JP Associates, and well, that's close to its life low. But then the question is, are we looking at this as an opportunity to buy at some lower levels? There's obviously no hurry. Just wait and watch, but at around 8 rupees, sorry, 6 rupees, 550, who knows. Okay, then next on our list from the DMR is NMDC, and this is something we had reviewed in our wealth lab. Okay, so this is clearly interesting because no. Okay. I thought there was a bullish divergence, got a little excited. There isn't, but clearly it is going down on low volumes. MACD is showing strength, that is for sure. And okay, very clearly volumes coming down. So these are not actually shorting opportunities now. NMDC, I have to say, NMDC, R power down on very low volumes. Okay, then we have NHPC. So I'm not sure what this is about. Okay, I would give this a pass for now because let it figure out what it wants to do and then we can revisit it. I'm just using the DMR. GMR Infra, this is something that has been on our radar for quite a long time, remember that, and has not really been able to break out of this ascending triangle. Came down today on very low volumes. Actually, this would be a very nice place to buy. So, okay, Madhu, if you're listening to this, hi Srinivas, welcome. These are things we should note for Monday. Okay, when that is GMR Infra down on very low volumes, right? Excellent buy. I don't know. All right. So this is what, down 60 paisa at very important supports, as you can see. Okay, bunch of supports here. Would love to know when the results are out, but this is something that we have to track on Monday morning. So Reliance Industries and GMR Infra. Okay, then we have IB Real Estate, which we also discussed last week, and this has done well for us. We recommended that as a buy. The volumes, as you can see, are picking up. It has gone on the positive side, and a great recovery from you know 57 to 45, and then just shot up here on excellent volumes. We kept said watch out for this, watch out for this. Of course, last week went down, and then Monday, Tuesday went down and just shot up. Probably once it's past 59.20, then 65, 64 are very clear opportunities on that. Remember, look at this. Wow, multi-year multiple bottoms, 1 2 3 4. So reiterating uh, IB Real Est, all right, multi-year lows, multiple bottoms. And if I may say so, and very atypical, but this would be head and shoulder bottom that it is probably breaking out of. And this is the way the volumes have gone up here, very strong on the bullish side. And just wish we could know what this event is. News says there's a gap here, but anyhow. So yep, up on good volumes, again going up on good volumes, breakouts happening. That is definitely something to watch out for. Right. Okay, so both GMR, Reliance, and India Bulls Real Estate. Then looking to see from our list if there's anything else. And I don't think there is anything. These are all really gone up, so it doesn't really make sense. So those are on the downside. So these have really uh, done well, no doubt about it. Okay. Uh, so let's use the other sheet now. All-time high close, and of course we're looking at FNO stocks first to get them really grounded. Uh, so India Bulls, funny, India Bulls real estate, it's in the close to life lows, but India Bulls housing finance is close to life highs. I'm not sure how this goes together. Oh, wow. So Indian Oil, new high, Maruti, IndusInd Bank, Ashok Leyland, LIC Housing Finance, BPCL, all right, Coal India, okay. Uh, Oops, this is not really organized. Smallest to largest, yeah. I was wondering how it came. Okay, is there anything particular here? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything specific here that needs a lot more attention. Those of us who've been regular on IMR, these are all good buys. Maruti, not sure. I'll have a look at that. Uh, so let's look at the housing finance companies because few of them here. So India Bull Housing Finance. Whoa! So that was on our list last week. Nice, nice move. It's a new life high being made very clearly. Okay, this is clearly a buy. Volumes are really, really good. And the stop loss just shy of, see tweezers bottom here. Not really a tweezers bottom, but still. Low of 700.25 paisa and then 701. Once this break, that's a trader's exit. But if it comes to around 700, good support, and on the next 750, 800, and then much higher. Just that it consolidated for 1, 2, 3, 4 months, and then just went up from 550 to 700 in 2 months. Right, that's the nature of the markets. Then LIC Housing Finance, and that's well, okay, close to, well, a new life high almost. Yep, it is a buy, and the next target on this is 500 rupees. So that is something to actually keep a look at. But look at the sort of volatility you're seeing here. Big fall on Tuesday, huge recovery on Wednesday. And if you looked at it, this is either you followed your rules and got out because the fall happened on high volumes, or you just had long-term guts and conviction, or you're just plain foolish and you held on and now you're making more money. Really no easy way sometimes. Uh, so yeah, but breaking out nevertheless, I would say. And once it's above that, then 550, 560 is the next target on LIC. And then DHFL, because that announced a bonus, I think, yesterday or day before. Not sure, losing time. So you can see one of the things about DHFL is the pennant, right? I hope you can see that very clearly here. Just change the color. And in this, so it went from 420 to 450 and then consolidated. You can see Okay, so this was a little high volume. This huge volume came later, so that's why you can't really see here this volume, right? Consolidated and then just broke out, and woo, volume is just come, and probably headed to its life high of 550. But don't know when the X date is. Oh, by the way, so notice the head and shoulder bottom here. Its target is probably been achieved by now, right? So DHFL, and so housing finance course, LIC, DHFL. Which was the other one we discussed? India Bulls. I think that's the code, right? And yeah, so all those are good buys. Again, remember about these. If interest rates come down in August, then this will have more upsides available to them. Okay, and then coming to our list, a lot of banks. Dr. Reddy is on. Skip that. Ashok Leland. Hmm. So it doesn't really change much from week to week this time at least. So I'm trying to see if there's anything significant. All right, there is LIC breakout will be significant. OFSS. Let's look at Havels. Very non-committal right now on this, but if it comes to 290, then that will be a place to look at. Is sorry, let me close this. Mm-mm. Okay, so not seeing anything much on this chart that is on the DMR this time, which is, in my opinion, of something exceptional. You can go and look at these stocks unless there's some any particular request. Ashok Leland, because that was a big miss that we did in Wealth Lab, really, really criminal. The thing is that it broke out of this resistance of about 74, 75 and very quickly went to 80 rupees, almost just like that. So that's almost an 8% move that we got. So after again 4 5 months of consolidation, really just moving out, and who knows, this is possibly a stock that now could be going to 100 rupees in due course of time, and any correction should be used to buy. Okay, so 75 important old life high multiple tops could be a buying opportunity. And today when it came down again, you can see it came down on really low volumes. Okay. So what we will do is look at some of the nifty junior stocks. Hold on. Okay. So one is City Union Bank. Right, we've spoken about this, about buying it above 100, but today it has come down, and so it's come down below 100, but low volumes. And I would suspect this came down because general backs came down. Uh, Clearly, not really the way the candle is looking, a good place to buy, but somewhere around 97 would possibly be a place to look at acquiring. Actually came there. What's the low today? 97.70, but moving averages short term have moved down. It's broken the 100-day. So wait and watch, I would say, but at around 92, if especially if 92, 91 breaks, you should definitely exit it and review after that, right? But if the break of 97 itself or 95 is important enough, then exit, because if 96 breaks, then I would think that 93, 94 becomes very, very possible, right? So right now, but this is probably a sentimental move in my opinion. Not sure if any results have been declared about this one. IDFC. So yeah, we should have discussed this. So IDFC, what is the news that basically came out is that IDFC Bank got the license from RBI officially today, and this is what happened on the basis of that news. One huge move from an open of 153 to a high of 163. That's 10 rupees, which is almost about how much? 7, 8%, 6%, sorry. And then in the later half of the day, just cooled off, cooled off, cooled off, cooled off, and has come back to this head and shoulder bottom neckline. And there's also a big bunch of moving averages sitting there. Plus today has been fantastic volume, right? And this is, I wonder where this is not this is definitely not um retail volume. So wondering what institution went mad and went to buy it. But I think this should be seen in the context of the larger picture of IDFC. And so, oh, this is interesting. Please note that IDFC weekly chart is possibly doing a moving average crossover in the weekly chart. And if that happens, it'll take another week to know, of course. Then IDFC is most probably going to start up move of some worthwhile proportions. But for now, it would the short. This is interesting, right? Daily chart, MACD not doing a negative crossover, but looks like it could. But on the weekly chart, definitely showing strength. So maybe some patience required. I think 30th July is result, and we are on 24th, another 6 days. Anyhow, Saturday, Sunday, and then we'll see where this goes. Right? Okay. So this is on IDFC, and then we've got what else? Yeah, somebody requested Kotak Bank. I'll just come to other requests. Hold on. And so this has made a life high again. Yeah. Why is this not green? Something missing. Okay, so Kotak Bank. Well, the issue with Kotak Bank is really that the volumes have started to, come down. And the other thing that I think is the most expensive private sector bank right now. So not sure. I'm very bullish on this. It's already, I don't know how large it is, but it's not a small bank, that's for sure. And if it breaks below 700, then definitely going down to 680, maybe even 660. But the key will be for it to break above 445, sorry, 745, 750. Then only does it have any hope of it to go up. And all these banking stocks, I think they'll all go for a pause till RBI policy. I don't know if you can get a date on that. When is the next RBI policy? If Madhu or Srinivas could just quickly Google and post that, that would be great. Thanks. Motherson Sumi. Okay. So, oh, what happened to all my studies here? Something crazy. Okay. Oh, this is a different database. Sorry. Again, low volumes on Motherson Sumi, and oh yeah, this something or did a bonus, a split or what? Its stock was at 518, 340, and yeah, it did some corporate action. I'm missing that, but right now, uh, downside is very limited. 330 would be a good support, and if that holds and goes back below 350, then I think 400 is the next target. RBI policy is on 4th August. Thank you, Madhu. So 4th August is Tuesday. Let's make sure we have a wealth lab that day. So it'll be after expiry, the fresh week. So I think banking stocks, tough call. You've got expiry next week, and then after that, 4th August, we've got RBI policy. Okay, cool. Mm, okay. What were the other requests? Let's look at Crompton Greaves and Cummins. So that's Crompton Greaves has been one of our buys, strong buys in lab. So results came out today, and it was like we watched this live, this whole drama, and some of us had long faces for half an hour, and then not for half an hour, about 15 minutes, and then we were like wondering what hit us after another 10 minutes because of this huge recovery. You can see that the low was at 174 and it closed at 182, so almost a 8 rupees recovery. That's almost 5% from its lows. So for now, and you can see this whole bunch of moving averages, 100, 200 and 50, all here in this 175 plus minus 1 rupee zone, and how some people just went in and bought it. So company reported 75% drop in profits. Some or what system Power Systems division reported a loss, etc. But as we discussed, the fundamentals, the recovery story on this over the next 2-3 years. So probably a great opportunity to buy. I guess time will tell whether we miss this opportunity or this might go down further. But I think 160, if it comes, 165, that's where one should really maybe consider buying it and accumulate more if it goes down. On the other hand, once it is effectively above, I think 190, 192, the fresh up move would start, and then once it breaks 200, then much higher levels, right? Okay, this is a good time to go and review the discussion which is on the Evernote group for mentorship about what we said, and that slide that was put up by Balki, right? The whole presentation really it needs to be reinforced. We need to really keep reminding ourselves as to what we're dealing with. Okay, so that's Crompton Greaves, and you wanted Cummins India. Whoa, so going up. Yep, and broke out of. So clearly, an important breakout from this level of 925 about 3 weeks back, and that too again volumes is a concern, but every time it went up it's really gone up on higher volumes, but it seems to be diminishing. And what it did basically today is went past the 1000 mark for the first time, high 1013. I don't know if any results came out, and has settled back down. I would think that this is going to correct at some point. In a long-term perspective, it would definitely be a buy in my opinion. But till such time, I would say maybe just stay away for now. If one is long, then put a stop loss and get out of it. and then we'll just sort of see what happens after that. Okay, but this sort of poor volumes, unless again the whole thing with this IM I should have mentioned in the beginning itself is event risk because of because of the quarterly results. So don't be too much of a hurry to jump in before the results. So wait, right? Okay. Uh, so I think yeah, that's my view on Cummins. All right. Okay. So he's doing a very quick Nifty Junior mid cap stock review, and so one I think definitely good one is Aditya Birla Nuvo, that is climbing to its 2008 high, and once it breaks out of that, then you must expect much higher levels. Once it broke beyond this 1850 level, it's just gone up and up. Volumes have not really been great, but they wherever it has gone up, it has gone up on higher levels. Any correction on this should be used to buy. 2000 would be a good support. 1900 would be good support. 1850 would be a very good support. Seems to be a little getting tired of this move right now. Uh, Quite fast from 1700 to 2000, almost 20% move vertical without a correction. Let a correction happen, and then the other move would be above 2400. Then it blue sky, and who knows where this could go. Right, so this is one stock to keep a lookout for, no doubt about it, both technically and from a fundamental. I don't know, but as a company, as a business, in what it could do in terms of creating value by demergers in the future, this is one of the strong candidates there. Right. Okay. Then Adani Ports. I'm just going alphabetical wise. Nifty Junior, Adani Ports. So consolidating right now for about 5-6 months. 350 is what needs to break, and if that happens, then that's the next move to probably 375 400 is what one could expect. But till then, wait and watch. Right now, good support at around 315, and definitely very strong resistance at 345 350 zone. Okay, Apollo Hospitals. Interesting. Glad we are looking at this. Whoa, something happened yesterday. Very high volumes. Can somebody figure out anything? Right, by the way, just talking about Aditya Birla earlier, just look at this. This is what I'm referring to technically. You get this rapid move like this from, 20-30%, and then you get this correction also, which could not be a small one, at least in the short term. Um, and then it recovers. So that's what I'm saying. AB Nuvo, wait for a correction to happen. I'm not saying it'll be like this, but wait for that. It's safer to buy at that time. Coming back to Apollo Hospitals, it has to really break past 1450 before we can think about jumping in. Pretty erratic actually. I mean, very tough to put a trend line in the last few months. But here are good is a good double bottom there, right? So that would be a level 2. Watch out for about 1200, 1180 zone. Okay. Also good support at 1300, 1295, or once it breaks beyond 1450. Okay. Oro Pharma. Alright, so that's a split. It's not corrected. So let me move on this. Bajaj Financial. Where is that? Whoa. What happened here? What a move. Again, you can see the 1550, how it's been a very strong resistance, but the trend line just continuing to, move up without any hesitation, no breakdown of that, and then one fine day it just breaks out of that again. Actually, not a breakout, but just moves 1550, and now has halted at uh, where at that's become 1766 has become the new resistance, right? It's almost like a flag, but tough one. Technically, I would say good trade above 1800, and a stop loss has to be below 1657, 1655, right? So Bajaj Financial Services, then Bajaj, what is that, Holdings? Okay, this is doing a little drama, but yep. So okay, this is interesting. So this is a rounding top, right? Not very good in terms of volumes, but rounding top nevertheless, which actually did not break down, right? So that is the interesting aspect of it, which did not break down. Suddenly it's gone from 1350 to 1450, 1500, and is now turning this side, right? Uh, I think wait for results. Basically, all the discussions this week is to check out results, and once it can break beyond 1480 or 1500 would be preferable, then I think one should buy it. Or if it comes down to around 1320, little erratic, there's no need to push ourselves on this. We'll move on. Okay, Bharat Forge. So Bharat Forge consolidating right now. It's waiting for something, most probably results, I would think. Seems to be a triangle there. Ascending triangle, not nonetheless. And volumes are also, well, clearly coming down, no doubt about it. And once it breaks 1150, that will be the thing to watch. 1140, 1150 breaks out on Bharat Forge, then it could very, very quickly go to 1210, and then after that 1300. Below that 1050, 1060 is 200-day moving average. A fall to that could be the end of the fall, or it could fall below, but I would watch out for this breakout above 1150 to buy with a target of 1210 and a stop loss at that time of about 1120. Britannia. So we mentioned, I think we'd seen this in the last Nifty Junior review, and we said, why the hell don't we keep looking at it more often? Well, the same regret again, and this time we've got a new life high, except that the way it's going up in the sort of spinning tops, dojis, filled greens, not a very good picture, and the volume is also coming down. Maybe 3000 becomes the resistance, and then we will have to review after that. uh, Excuse me, sorry. Went swimming today, hope I don't catch a cold after 2-3 months, I think. uh, and then got caught. Okay. Uh, hmm, Britannia looks good, but I think on a correction, the way it's going up, it's not looking very comforting. Colgate Palmolive, nothing much here. Container Corporation of India. Attempted to make a new life high, but for some reason just could not go beyond that. Can you see there's a lot of upper shadows here? It's the sign of weakness, and there's a gap here. Clearly, there's a gap here on gap down. Where is that symbol? Okay, we need to watch for that. Looks like it's headed down to about 1550, at which point it could be a good place to buy. Okay, we did Crompton Greaves, we did Cummins India. Let's put Dabur. Aha. So Dabur, new life high. But, but, this is really interesting. A lot of stocks they are seeing this time are going up on low volumes. I don't know what this is setting up for, but it is not looking good at all. Divi's Lab made a new life high, almost double bottom, but, but volumes. What's happening? Are volumes no longer important, or are we missing something? Okay, Aisha Motors. So that has clearly corrected. Okay, 19,600, but once that breaks down, then 18,500, maybe even 17,500 is the next level. Okay, so that's Aisha Motors. Exide Industries. Oh, surprise, surprise. All these batteries were doing really well. When did this turn down? 175 broke down support, and then 200-day moving average. Just looking at technical analysis here, 200-day moving average support bounced back up, but really couldn't go up, and then really came down bad on good volumes. I was going to say bad volumes, sorry, good volumes. And then now it's taking support at another important 150 level of psychologically important and multi-year. This could be make or break. Oh, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-year level. This is something to, I think, keep a track of. Exide. Alright, guys, if you can just make quick notes on your side if there's anything stock which I particularly mentioned. Okay, what was the other one? AB Nuvo. Yeah, technically looking for something strong. So Excite could actually break down a lot. If it does, then this will be a good shorting opportunity at 165 and below 149, maybe even to 141. Okay, then Federal Bank. Okay, so big gap on Federal Bank that we need to look at. If this gap starts closing, then that will be a good time to really buy it. You sort of go and buy it at above 72, and then you have a good money till 75. That's about 5%. That could easily happen. So that is the life high for Federal Bank. Let me just quickly put those lines there. Okay. I'm skipping the public sector banks in this group. Godrej Consumer Products. This was the diamond we spoke about, I think about, I don't know, maybe 2-3 months back or 2 months back. And it's broken out, trying to make a new move above 1250. And that will be interesting to see. A lot of volume today. Uh, so no comment on this till the next, till it breaks out 1250. Only above that would be a buy on a closing basis. Okay. We actually seen quite a few already. Cummins, Crompton Greaves, India Bull Housing Finance, Hindustan Petro. Oh, let's look at JSW Steel. So important support at 835. Does it break? Does it not break? Well, this is a multi-year support, as you can see, and this is going to really test a lot of our patience here on JSW Steel. So metal index was not looking great, and if this breaks down, then well, actually the other one we were looking at was SAIL. Good, taking support for now. Might be going up. Who knows? This is one thing about all the metal stocks. They are at these multi-year levels and seem to be taking support for now. Important to watch out what happens next. Okay, then we have MRF. So tire companies. Oh, we should look at right. So tire companies did very well the other day on account of CEAT results. So this, what happened to CEAT today? Uh, so jumped up, goes up further, and oh, good volumes. So well, tires are to be bought all the way to 41, 42,000, and then we shall review that. Breaking a important resistance of multiple months. Any dip should be used to enter good support at 36,000, 36,500. Just looking at CEAT Limited. So today CEAT's gap closed. So this was the gap between Wednesday, Thursday. Gap was closed today on very low volumes, and this could definitely be a buying opportunity on Monday, Tuesday, maybe at around 770, 760, I would say. So look on Monday, see it repeated. Also look at Crompton Greaves. All right, and then looking at anything else. Okay, we looked at our power. I see. Yeah, that's it. UPL was there in our DMR also, daily market report. So UPL close to its life high of 560 and consolidating right now very clearly for 3 months. Volumes really down. Yep. So basically this consolidation needs to get over before we take the next jump. We should have an alert at one alert around 520, other one above 555, 560, and then once it does that, 600 is very clearly on the cards. And lastly, Sriram Transport Finance. Okay, so 1250 has come down. Big volumes, good support at 800. All of them, a lot of stocks in consolidation mode here at 883. Okay, so you can see this is multi-year resistance, right? A low life high. This is very important. Wish we had an alert on IB on this. And if 800 comes, could be a very good buying opportunity. But technically, it's a buy above 995. On the other hand, you probably have tweezer bottoms here, low 870, low 870.2, good enough. If this holds, and then for a trader, you could look at buying this, and just even 1 rupee below this, 2 rupees below this, you would exit. Or the other hand, on the traders level above 910, buy for a quick move to 935, 938. Okay, done. So that is the views on hold on, M&M Finance. It's also consolidating, going all over the place today. Wow, Rickshaw Man Doji on very big volumes. I'm assuming results came out today. Let's look, please, if we can. The results of M&M Finance come out. This sort of behavior, and then from a low, really tough to say which way this will go. Good, safe way. If the results have come out, then I would say if it goes above 277, just buy it. And if it goes below 255, then for now we'll just wait and watch. So triple top at around 330. Once one day that will go, and that will be a major move up after that. Or could be a good buy at 235. As you can see, that's also 2-year, 3-year support zone. Okay, great. So that is I think today's session. So we've got to quickly review Monday. Both some shorting opportunities if markets are not good on the metal side, but again, they're all going down low volumes. And then we've got some really good things to look at GMR, IB Real Estate, CET, housing finance companies, AB Nuvo, and Excite. So I actually didn't find too many, and that's the reason is basically because a lot of the stocks are in a sideways move pending results, and only once that is out, then we'll have some clarity on what to do next. So it'll be really so this is just one of those phases in the market, and you'll go through this every quarter actually. New for some of us, not new for some others. And once the whole next 4 weeks tops, I think maybe 6 weeks, once the top companies results are out, then we will see back to TA can be relied upon more then, right? Okay, great. So that's it for this session, and thank you for your participation. I'll be sending out the notes as soon as I finish this set of notes, and once the recording is up, we'll have that by tomorrow lunchtime. Have a great weekend, and have a great week after that. So we meet on, again, just reminder, Monday morning 6:30 a.m. for the closure of the TMIT discussion, and then we'll decide whether we're meeting in BIC for the Wealth Lab. If not Monday, definitely on Tuesday. Probably we should meet on Monday because of Reliance and all these other things. And yeah, we'll take a call, right? Thank you and good night.